All right, now we're taking a look at these word problems here for part B. So the first one says, Tessa drew a scale drawing of a summer camp. The sand volleyball court, which is 16 meters long in real life, is 4 millimeters long in the drawing. What scale did Tessa use? And so here we're going from 4 millimeters over to 16 meters in real life. So again, this is the drawing, and this is reality, the actual court. And so the scale drawing that she would use would be multiplying by 4 here to get to 16. And we can figure that out by doing 16 over 4. All right, this would be our copy of the original drawing. So 16 over 4, our copy over original, and that would reduce to 4 over 1, or simply just 4. So that's the scale factor she used. And then, of course, she also changed it from millimeters to meters. All right, next we have Carrie measured the auditorium and made a scale drawing. The scale she used was 1 inch to 10 feet. The stage is 3 inches in the drawing. How wide is the actual stage? All right, so remember, 1 inch is equal to 10 feet. So if we set that up as 1 inch equals 10 feet, then how many feet would 3 inches be? So again, we have to figure out what we have to multiply by to go from 1 to 10. So we could say, okay, well, we have to multiply by 10, so we do the same thing to the bottom one. You could also use that method of cross multiplying here. All right, I could put a missing variable in for S that could represent the stage, so that's why I put in S. I could do 3 times 10, 1 times S, and so here I would get 3 times 10 equals 30, and then over here I have equals 1S, which is just equal to S, so 30 equals S, and that's if we use the cross multiplying method. But if you also just want to use the copy over the original, that works as well to figure out your scale factor and then multiply both the top and bottom by that number. All right, so you're going to work through these word problems, and then you're going to go down to C, and that's going to ask you to read each problem and draw the scale drawing. So this time it's word problems with drawings involved. So it's kind of a mix of the first two parts together. It says, Candace built a tent with a rectangular base that is 4 feet wide and 6 feet tall. The scale drawing was 1 inch to 2 feet. Draw the scale drawing of the tent. So if I were to draw this, it's going to be 4 feet by 6 feet. Okay. And when I draw it, 1 inch is equal to 2 feet. So here, 1 inch will cover 2 of these feet. So I have to divide each of these by 2 to figure out how many inches I'm going to draw. So I divide it by 2, divide it by 2. Okay, I could also figure out my scale drawing by doing 1 over 2. I'm going to take half of these. And so here I'm going to do 2 inches going up. And then I'm going to go over 3 inches. And since 1 inch equals 2 feet, this would actually be 4 feet for my height, and this would actually be 6 feet for my length, or my width, okay? All right. Same thing here. The actual length of a soccer field is 95 meters and 65 meters wide. Use the scale drawing of 1 millimeter equals 5 meters to draw a scale drawing of the soccer field. So just drawing 1 millimeter, okay, which is going to be, each of these boxes is going to represent 1 millimeter. Just one of those represents 5 meters. So I have to take this number and divide them both by 5. And I know that because let's say I have 1 millimeter, equals 5 meters in real life. Well, then what would it be if I needed it for 95 meters? So let's say I'll put an x here for my missing variable. Then I can again cross multiply. So then I have 95 times 1 equals 5x. So then if I were to divide 5x by 5 to get x alone, and then divide by 5 up top here, then I'm going to end up with 19 for my x. And so my 95 meters would turn into 19. So I'd go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Ooh, well, I can't fit all 19 on here. And so what I'm going to do is show that each of these is going to be representative of 2 millimeters. Or better yet, I could actually just draw it the other way. That might be smarter. So I'll go ahead and do that. Can I draw 19 this way? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So I go a little bit off the grid, and then that's going to be my width. And then I'd have to draw my 65 going up here. Okay? So I'd have to figure out what x would equal if I were going for the 65 instead of 95. So I'd have to replace 95 with 65. All right, so that's what you're doing for this section here. And then you're going to complete exit ticket 3.1, and then you're going to move on to lesson 3.2. So our exit ticket is right here. It says we're going to take our scale drawing, which is 3, 4, and 5, and multiply it by the scale factor of 1.5 to get our new drawing. And we're going to draw that right here on this grid. And then we're going to answer question 2. Alec drew a scale drawing of a hotel. He used the scale of 2 inches equals 3 feet. Our room in the hotel is 3 inches wide in the drawing. How wide is the actual room? Okay. All right, thank you very much.